were trying to be efficient.
I know. You there, Kip?
Did you ever tell that guy to call me? On my car?
No, yeah.
That's all right. No, because you know what, if he doesn't, he should, I'm gonna give him money to do something. If he doesn't wanna call me, guess what? He just lost my money. Oh, we better,
That's that.
this might be him.
Yeah. Is anybody coming? No.
Thought we heard footsteps.
All right. Welcome to the May 4th Board of Selectmen Sewer Commission meeting. Everyone's here except Mr. Ruccio and Mr. McCormick, who we do expect to come. Reading acceptance of minutes from previous meeting, April 20th, 2016, regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Oh,
Well, I wasn't here, so if I
Oh.
recuse myself, can we not approve these?
no, okay. I can,
With
oh, I
two?
don't know, it's a good question.
Oh, he was,
Quorum of those present.
You
So
want-
we
we'll-
can't-
We'll put it on till later. All right, we'll wait till the meeting, the minutes till later on,
okay,
all right?
that works.
7:05.
So we're gonna have to
We're gonna
wait
wait a
public.
little while for that.
7:15.
Let's see, we can do, she's not here yet. Okay, request for a one-day special license, Athena Grotto, May 21st, 1 to 6 p.m., 12 Church Street.
I bet she's not here yet.
You wanna wait?
She's not here yet. Do you think she's coming, Nance?
Oh,
She's
she's
coming.
Okay, so we'll wait for that.
Let's take the money.
Take the money.
Yeah.
Let's do other business. Concurrence on following reappointments. Richard Dugway, Board of Assessors, 3 years. Can we read them all first? Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah, that's fine. Me.
Tim Shea, Parks Facilities Committee, 3 years. William Chase, Economic Development Task Force, 3 years. Beverly Goodale, Historical Committee, 3 years. And Dennis Parker, Historical Committee for 3 years.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Concurrence on the appointment of Kevin Lamb of Lancaster as a special police officer for detail assignments effective May 5th, 2016, for a term to expire on June 30th, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Concurrence on the appointment of Town Administrator Anita Shipers as the Town Representative to WRTA Advisory Board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Concurrence on the appointment of Municipal Assistant Nancy Lucia as the Town's alternate representative to WRTA Advisory Board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Concurrence in the appointment of Town Administrator Anita Shipers as the Town Chief Procurement Officer.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Consider accepting the following bandstand committee donations on behalf of the town. Gordon Clary Jr., $250. Reservoir Garage, $250. S&S Farms, $250. Oriole Healthcare, $250. And American Alarm, $250.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Considering the following DPW department transfers. We want to wait for Mike? We're
We
good.
actually passed over that item for tonight.
Okay.
It's no longer necessary.
Okay. Excellent.
Both of them.
Yes.
All right. 7:05, I think. Also, all right. Public hearing considering adopting a complete street policy. Then you got, somebody on the planning board gonna do it?
If you have questions, it's,
We-
we've got an answer on, but it's up to you.
Do we have any questions for,
We went over it.
we went over last time.
But it's a public hearing, if you want to give just a brief overview of what it means for the public.
For the
Everybody would
public.
understand.
Definitely.
Just let me read it. Public notice is hereby given the conformity of the requirements of the general bylaws of the town of West Boylston, Article 23, public hearing and notices that the Board of Selectmen will meet on Wednesday, May 4, 2016, at 7:05 PM for the purpose of considering the adoption of a complete street policy, Policy L22. The meeting will be held at the Selectmen's Meeting Room in Town Hall, 140 Worcester Street, West Boylston, Mass.
I guess to start off, this initiative comes from the Mass DOT, and there is funding associated with this through fiscal year 2017, so June of 2017. They have $12.5 million to give out to the communities who comply with their standards. So one of the standards, or the standard really, is to have a policy, complete streets policy at the town level. And the idea of complete streets are that, and I can read through our vision and purpose that's in the policy. They're designed and operated to provide safety and accessibility for all users of our roadways, trails, and transit systems, including pedestrians, bicyclists, transit riders, motorists, commercial vehicles, and emergency vehicles. And they're for people of all ages and all abilities. So it's an all-encompassing type of thing where everyone gets included, so that when you're doing any work on a road, you consider ways to make it more accessible or more amenable to encouraging other than just regular street traffic. So to try to get people walking. With the Open Space Committee, the most recent, or the prior Open Space and Rec survey that was done, one of the biggest suggestions and recommendations that came out of that was that people like to walk now for health reasons, and they want to have safe places to walk. So what we're trying to do is encourage that, and this complete streets policy is just a way to incorporate that into all the other things that the town is doing. The town, I mean, Siobhan, you at last meeting mentioned something about the pavement management system. This would dovetail well into that, because the streets that need some work done because they're too bumpy or narrow or whatever it might be, we then might be able to use some of the money that's available under this program to expand the program that's already being considered for those resurfacing jobs.
And it's not a requirement, we have to do the sidewalks or the bike lanes.
Correct. There are no requirements in this policy. It's just, the policy is just to give the guidance to the town. The state provides, let me just, up to $50,000 in technical assistance. So we would be able to have somebody who's a professional at this, probably Central Mass Regional Planning Commission, who've done it for a couple other communities, but we'd probably get estimates or proposals from other organizations to have them do the preliminary technical assessment of our streets. We would incorporate the pavement management aspect, the open space update that's going on with CMRPC right now, any of the work that's gone on for the parks, the Goodale Park situation, and try to incorporate all that to a document that will guide the town as we move forward.
So it kind of ties in like with Newton Street, we're just talking about how the top of Newton Street needs to be done over. Would that work, like the engineering and stuff like that, would that be part of this?
I'm not sure. I think a portion of it, when it's relative to the complete streets aspect, they wouldn't, I don't know that would you be able to use the technical assistance money to do a redesign of a roadway if it's just reconstruction of something in place. If there's going to be some addition to it, whether there's going to be sidewalks or a widening of that area, that it may be used for that. I'm not that familiar with the way the money is given out yet. This is the first step to get to that point.
So do you see any downside?
No, because it's a policy that it's recommendations of what can be done when we're at the point where we need it. And it's just recommendations that don't have to be met if there's a requirement or if there's some budget problem where there's not enough money and there's no money available from the state. The changes or enhancements don't have to be completed. There's no tie on this. It's an odd state program. There's money available and then there's no requirements besides getting this policy in place.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we read through it a couple of times. We went to a training, I guess it was like a 4-hour training, and they kept saying the same things. It's all in this It's like a 2-page document, mostly really just one, and they've got money available this year, they're not sure how long it'll last, or until
Something
June
like that.
17th. And you just have to go through these steps to get a policy. And this actually is the last step. If the board decides they want to endorse it, then we are ready to do the applications and proposals to get bids to do the technical assistance, the overview, the prioritization project.
Any questions?
I do like to add one thing. In addition to the technical assistance, after that, we will be getting like up to 400,000 to really make this things happen,
Yeah.
like the sidewalks, pedestrian things.
Right, so there's $50,000 in technical assistance, and then once we get, it's a reimbursement though, we gotta remember that. They'll reimburse you up to $400,000 on projects that implement the recommendations.
Oh, good.
And that's if the money is there, the reimbursement.
Well, if- After
Right, because this could go,
2017.
this could be gone
Yes,
in a year from now. So the reimbursements, let's say 2 years from
years,
now,
yeah, it
okay?
could be, yep.
So that reimbursement dollar amount would also go away,
yes,
most likely?
Yes.
Okay,
yep.
okay.
Do you know if we could, okay, we're gonna spend $1 million on ABC Street, can we apply for the will we know going in before we spend the money that we're getting the reimbursement, or do you have to spend it, then apply and see if it's there?
No, I think you apply, well, it depends on your timing, on the timing. If you apply early, I think they will make a decision. I haven't seen too many times where they put the money out yet. That's why we're trying to get in early, so that we can get in there, because they're gonna, at some point, need to get rid of this money. Like, it's the mad dash at the end of the fiscal year when we spend. I would like to have the town ready to use it and have the town benefit from that.
I think it's a good idea.
This is the policy for the street
The
policy.
street policy?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions?
No.
Anybody from the public have any questions? All right, so we need to close the public hearing.
I motion that we close the public hearing.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we need a motion.
make a motion to adopt the complete street policy?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate all your effort.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, let's do the minutes now.
I needed you to do minutes.
All right. Reading acceptance of minutes from previous meeting, April 20th, 2016, regular session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
April 20th, 2016, executive session.
So, go ahead. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Okay. All right, 7:15. It's a celebration committee, Memorial Day activities. Kevin?
I have to recuse myself from being on here.
Okay.
You did.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for joining us.
Nice to be seen. Okay, not exactly sure why I'm even here. But I guess it has to do with the fact that this is a private enterprise, so to speak, using town services to carry on its celebration. And this has to do with the fireworks on Memorial Day weekend, that we do.
Yeah.
So I got an estimate, so you'd have an idea of what it costs. The police department put aside $1,600 towards this. And the fire department tells me it's about $650. And it's only gonna be fireworks this year, no bonfire. Because there's nobody young enough to build a bonfire anymore.
We better train somebody.
So that's what it costs, and I guess I need your approval to let those entities work at this, provide the services that they provide for this activity.
I mean, I think it's great for the town, something that we look forward to every year, and I think it's
Yeah.
something we should continue with.
I agree.
I definitely agree.
And just so you remember, I mean, I don't know I don't think any of you were here when
Uh-oh.
when it started. It's a celebration started as a result of a goal of the Board of Selectmen. Actually, it was Mr. Quist had the idea, and Mr. Quist never picked up on doing it, and then, like a dope sometimes, I think, I picked up on it, and that's how it got started. They raised their money through the things on the telephone poles
Yeah.
to pay for the fireworks, and then they also support, from this money that they get, they also support the Memorial Day Parade, to make sure that anything that they need is paid for. So that's where the other money goes. But they had enough so they could have the fireworks. So,
Well, the town appreciates everything you've done and everything that the committee has done, so continue, please. You've done a great job. All
I
right.
make a motion that we accept Mr. McCormick's recommendation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
thank you.
All right.
You just like getting up and back and forth.
I barely walked, never mind up and down.
You want to do the update on DPW? Want to do that now?
Is Mike coming to do it? Oh, on the position, gotcha.
All right, town administrator update on DPW director selection process.
Okay, thank you. We did receive 13 applications to be considered for the position. In order to make sure that in the selection process, we were taking into account the expectations of the community and the needs of the community, which I admit, being my third week on the job, I really didn't feel like I had the ability to really determine that. So what I did was I pulled together a team of people to help me review the applicants and to interview the finalists. And that team includes the police chief, the chairman of the personnel board, a 33-year resident of the town, and a retired highway superintendent from a nearby community. And so we have reviewed all of the applications. We selected 4 individuals to be considered for finalists. Since then, one has actually pulled his name from consideration. So we have 3 individuals who will be interviewing on Monday, May 9th, this next Monday. And hoping that we, have good results in that interview process. We have 3 very strong candidates who meet all of the qualification requirements, have good experience, good background. So I'm hoping that through the interview process, we'll, feel very comfortable in trying to find one that we feel is the best fit for the town. So I feel very comfortable that I'll have a recommendation to bring forward to the Board of Selectmen, if not the second meeting in May, perhaps the first meeting in June. And I'd like to think that we could have a new DPW director on board for the 1st of July.
Can I ask who the resident is from the town that you reached out to?
Oh, Carl Harmon? He
Okay.
lives, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
in Malden Road.
Kyle Harmon, up on Malden. Just curious, trying to figure out the players in the group.
And I know I've spoken to you about Mr. Kittredge.
Correct.
Is he able, have you talked to him about this position?
I have spoken to him. Mike Kittredge, who is the interim DPW director, did put an application in for the position. Unfortunately, with the existing requirement that we have under both the town bylaw and the Special Act of 2001, both of those documents require that the DPW director hold a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, which Mike does not hold. Now, I know that there is a citizen's petition on the town meeting warrant asking that the bylaw be amended to remove that obligation, but the obligation still stands under the Special Act of 2001. So I did speak to Mike and let him know that, at that point, he wouldn't be up for consideration at this time. We are asking him in for an interview, a courtesy interview anyways, but without that degree, we really cannot give him serious consideration in the position, unfortunately. If the town should change that obligation under the Special Act, the town does have the ability to petition the legislators to, change that Special Act, to remove that requirement, so that it would be, hopefully, if it gets approved by town meeting for the bylaw change, and then if we go to seek a, change at the legislative level, then that requirement would be removed, and in the future, he could be considered for the position.
Because the 10 taxpayer petition does not change the bylaw. Am I correct?
It's correct, it's requesting that the bylaw be amended to remove the bachelor's degree as a minimum qualification, and instead make it a preferred level of experience and ability. So, if that passes at town meeting, that removes one of the hurdles, but we still have the other hurdle associated with the special act.
And that's Mr. Chairman, that's a longer process. That's not something that would be acted, and from my understanding,
Correct.
upon right away. It could take 6 months if they decide
Correct.
to go with it,
It
correct?
would require that we actually submit a legislative petition
Yeah.
through our senator or our state rep, and ask the legislators to consider amending the special act. And, we have no control over the schedule when they would bring that matter before them. So it really is nothing that could happen immediately. It would be several months at minimum.
At best. Okay, thank you.
Any question?
No, sounds fine.
Chris, you have any question?
I missed the beginning, I'm fine.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Is Jen? Is Jen here? No. Not 7:30 yet.
Yeah,
Right. Anything else we can do? Oh, she is here, I'm sorry. All right.
Hi, good evening.
Just let me read this. Jen Baum requested transient vendor license for the following vendors on the Pinecroft Farmers Market effective June 5th to October 30th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cross Deer Run Studio, Eliza's Acre Goat Milk Farm, Yokomo's Gourmet Granola, Harper's Farm, Peg's Preserves, Longfield Flowers, Try a Little Whoopie, Yankee Soups, Sunny Knoll Apple,
Alpacas.
was it?
Alpacas.
Alpacas, and what you said, Naturals. Go ahead.
Yes, so far, we have another batch coming in for the next meeting in 2 weeks to round out our vendor lineup for the season. But so far, these are the applicants that have gotten their permit forms into me and turned into the office. And we are looking for your approval to have them at this season's farmer's market.
And you extended the hours a little bit?
We did, and that came from public demand. Last year being our maiden voyage, we put it at 9:30 to noon, not knowing how, when Pinecroft, the restaurant, opened at noon time on Sunday, what type of conflict, if any, we would encounter. There wasn't one, there was not a parking issue, there was not a people issue, there was no lines, no interference with either the market or the business that was open. So due to popular request and demand, we decided to extend the hours from 9 to 1 this season to give more people an opportunity to benefit from the market.
I think it's great for the town. I think you've done a benefit for them.
I've noticed I remember some of them from last year, so that's also a good sign for you.
Yes.
And the public to say you're doing something that they want, and you're getting the right people.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, do you have like another 5 or 8? Just a
I
rough
have
idea. I'm just curious.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I
Great.
have another 6 that I will have presented at the next meeting.
Okay.
Great.
Are those new people or people from last year? Or a
1,
mixture?
2, it's a mix. There will be 3 return, it's an even mix. There's 3 returning and 3 newbies.
Great. That's nice too, to have some new people.
We do have several returning vendors this year, which is also, wonderful. It shows that there was success on both sides.
Right.
And, the public will be able to have some of their favorite vendors. Our produce, Hopper's Farm, who's on the list for approval tonight, has actually requested a double space for the market this year in order to offer more produce because they sold out every day.
Great. Well, thank you for doing it.
Any other questions? Any questions? Do we have a motion?
I make a motion, we grant the permit.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
Very much.
Good luck. We hope it's successful again.
All right, pretzels. You here? Oh, good.
Oh.
Welcome.
Hat.
All right.
Oh, we can't see that far away.
Good evening.
This is a request for common vic license for Pretzels LLC, 235 West Boylston Street. Tell us about your business, we'll give you some free advertising.
Absolutely. My name is, first off, is Lisa Jakes. My partner, Vanessa Johnson, and I are very much looking forward to opening up Pretzels on 235 West Boylston Street. If Vanessa were here, unfortunately, she's in Seattle on a business, then she would be animated and boasting and going on and on about Pretzels, but I'll try and keep it simple. A little bit about myself. I've been a resident of West Boylston for 17 years. My daughter went through the West Boylston school system, graduated from high school in 2014, now is at Roger Williams in Rhode Island. Her and her friends are extremely excited about the opening of Pretzels, a Pretzels frenzy, we like to call it. But what is Pretzels? Pretzels is a lot of things, but mainly it's going to be a yogurt. It's going to offer 15 different yogurt flavors with 60 different varieties of additions to it, as well as the sugar side of Pretzels. It's also going to offer, for those that want that salty taste, fresh baked soft pretzels. Any which way that you want it, you can have it, cinnamon and sugar, you can have it with mustard, you can have it any which way that you want. So that's kind of the comfort food as opposed to the smiley food. But if no one wants the sweet and sweet and salty, then you go to protein shakes. So we're going to offer people of West Boylston protein shakes. We both work out a lot, have looked high and low for a protein shake, and we always end up at Vivian's. So now you can kind of walk in, decide if you want a protein shake. There'll be some predetermined recipes, if you will. And those, if you don't want that, then have at it. You can go to pick out the 60 some odd offerings that will have some green shakes, protein shakes, whatever. Hit the button, go, and you're done. So we'll offer both the protein, the energy, the smiles, and of course the salty comfort food. We've hired so far about 20 some odd employees. Most of them are high school students. So we're going to offer them the flexibility of part-time status to accommodate their academics, their activities, things like that. And then, of course, we have the full-timers that will encase the day-to-day along with Vanessa and I to run the actual business. Our hours of operation as it stands now, the summer hours would be Monday through Friday from 8 to 10, and on the weekends from 11 to 10. So our opening date, with your approval, of course, is the 14th of May. We're very, very, very excited about going it. From a construction standpoint, it looks like we're mock on. It looks like everybody's ready to go and very excited to get going with Pretzels. So May 14th, I welcome you.
So, you're on the yellow building on the right-hand side going down?
Yeah, right, the accountant, and then that's
Right.
us. So there's some spaces that we have, still some things to do as far as marking out spaces, so on and so forth. The frontage is gonna change, and that's all in the works and should be happening this week.
Great. Look forward to it.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
A lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Anybody have any questions?
Just all committees and groups that needed to look at this have looked at it, and it's all been approved.
Everybody's ready to go.
Yeah.
In the plaza, when they first opened, there was a yogurt store. I don't know if you were in town then. Probably not when they first made that.
I was not, but it's a healthy alternative to
Yeah.
ice cream with.
But it was right on the end, and it was a yogurt store.
Yeah,
I remember them.
TB Weiss.
Yes, one of those, yeah. And they had to drive up. So just
Oh, yeah, find a friend.
FYI. So good luck.
Thank you, very much, very looking forward to it.
All right, so we hear a motion?
I motion that we accept licensing.
Second?
Issue a common vic license.
Sorry.
He seconded it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, good luck.
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
So, do you think she's gonna be here? Nancy? Healthy?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the
Let's
update.
go, let's see.
Meetings and reports.
Yeah, we can do meetings and reports. May 5th, which is tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, we have a FIST meeting. May 16th is the special Board of Selectmen meeting before town meeting, and everybody, remind everybody, May 16th, which is Monday, we have a town meeting at 7 o'clock. I'd like to get everybody there that can come. And the island on Goodale and Marlton Street is available for adoption because the other people dropped out? One of the people dropped out. Okay, so if anybody knows, if anyone wants to do that, that'd be great. Reports?
Can I ask when we're gonna select that? Square, because if it's gotta be done by Memorial Day,
Exactly.
you don't have much time.
We sent out an email blast and we put it on the website. We just tried to get the word out.
If you don't get anything by next meeting, we'll do it.
We'll do it.
We'll put a thing, so.
We can do it.
Well, somebody, if somebody doesn't want to do it by the next meeting,
Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, no, yeah, I'm just saying, it's,
is that right?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I have my plan.
I just don't want to take, if anybody else wants to do it, I just don't want to take the opportunity from.
From anybody.
Oh, no, I agree.
All right, meeting invitations, Kevin? No, I did,
Selectmen's reports,
I usually have a bunch
I
of.
don't have any reports, I just, I guess my only report was that I met with Anita and had a nice talk, and she's been great to work with so far. In 3 weeks, she's been good. Got a lot done in 3 weeks, I'll tell you.
And she keeps coming back, so
I
that's even
know,
better.
can't be bad.
I have nothing at this time.
I'm all set.
Yes.
Yeah, I had the occasion to go to the town administrator was also there, the Mass DOT meeting yesterday. And we learned at the public hearing that any questions that are asked there are not answered. They have to be sent in writing. So I believe, if I'm correct, that you're going to put something together to send some questions with the planning board?
Correct. Mark Frieden, who's the chair of the planning board, was present last night as well, and he offered to basically try to capture all of the comments, public comments made during the hearing last night, and put them in as a written statement to Mass DOT according to their very formal process that we have to follow. And I had mentioned to Mark after the meeting that if he could copy me on that I would take that same information, put it under my name as a, as a submittal by the town administrator to Mass DOT also, so that's coming from two sources, because they were very clear that while they'll take the verbal public comments that come out of the meeting itself, they'll take those into consideration, but they won't formally respond to any of those comments. So if we want to be sure that it's in the record and that they're going to get back to us regarding our concerns or our requests, that we need to put it in writing. So we'll get those two submittals of public written comment into them. And that has to be done within 10 days.
And a couple things,
Did they say why? They can't, I mean,
Well,
that seems awful.
Who you're dealing with.
I could say that Representative O'Day was also there, and myself and him asked the same questions we asked at the meeting, the first part of this meeting, and one of them was maintenance of the new sidewalk across the causeway. Maintenance, plowing. At that meeting, there was an indication that DOT does do that at some. At this one, it was clear that DOT never does any maintenance on sidewalks. So Representative O'Day was very surprised when they told him the same thing, that you must put this in writing to get an answer. So I believe he's also putting questions together. So that was one of the questions we had from the first one. Basically, I mean, they're doing this project, it's really nothing besides some new sidewalks that they're doing for us. They've made it clear they're doing this only to protect the reservoir. All the, the planning board, Mr. Frieden, brought up a great point. The other side of 140, the curve, as you're driving into Boylston, how dangerous it is.
Yeah.
He read part of the regulations for the Mass DOT. Anytime there's a project, safety, bike trails, all those types of things have to be looked at by their regulation. But the person that runs the meeting made it clear to us that this is not, they don't fall under what is it, for drainage.
If it's a drainage project,
They don't
it's
have to.
exempt from having to follow the
The rules.
safety
Of course it
requirements.
So in other words, they're gonna dig up that whole area, but they are not going to look at the dangerous curve. Then it's not even part of the project.
That's money well spent.
Now, we're
But
trying,
they're gonna dig up down there?
well, they're gonna put all drainage underground and
Oh, really?
swirls and all kinds of stuff. So we're saying, he brought up a great point, he talked, they kind of made an indication that protecting the water is more important than safety. So they are not looking at that issue. I guess if we ask these questions, I think they'll answer them, but I don't think they're gonna change the
We're
project.
not gonna like the answers.
Yeah, I mean, that was my indication.
Well, the key message that was coming out of public comment was, why don't we postpone doing anything on that South Bay part of the project, that second part of the project, until the town can have some good conversation with Mass DOT about the potential realignment of that unsafe section of road. And we have, good documentation to show what the issues are regarding that. So with the fact that the entire hearing was taped, there is a very formal transmittal of all statements made during the hearing itself, so that will go to the record. So that, combined with the fact that we're going to be sending in our written comments from 2 different sources, we have a very clear message that we'll be sending them, that we feel it's inappropriate for them to move ahead with spending this much money on a drainage project that may end up being partially undone if and when we're able to convince Mass DOT to work with us to do that realignment of the road to make it a safer section of roadway. So that message will be made loud and clear.
But don't they want to start very soon?
They said that they would be starting within, was it 10 months of,
Yeah, the next, they have to have another public hearing.
right, there's a 50%
5%.
design review, and then they believe that and I think that was at May 23rd. I didn't bring my notes with me, I'm sorry. And then there would be 100% design completion, and I believe they said that it was expected that the project would be completed within 10 months of final design. So it wasn't something that they were planning to move ahead with this summer construction season. It sounded as though it might start this fall.
This side, the other side, I don't know if I think it's about the same there too. on the opposite side.
That's what I understand.
But it was, I think Representative O'Day, I think we should reach out to Senator Chandler. Try to get it across that we need to make the road bigger there, some of the things that were brought up by the planning board. And then the safety issue, maybe some bike trail there, because a lot of people ride and bike. There's always a bike ride going through there, or always be stopped if they made it. So it was all great points. I think Representative O'Day was surprised at the answers, and maybe we can reach out to Senator Chandler and maybe put it on our next meeting, so maybe we can see what was, if that's all right with you, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
We can just see what was sent, and I don't think we'll have an answer, but we can just follow up on it.
Can you, once you create that letter and what you're sending, could you give us copies? So
Absolutely.
we can read it before we are at this meeting, just to have a better idea? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just let's finish up any future agenda items, Kevin?
No.
No.
Chris?
I'm all set.
Okay. Now, 7:40, request for one-day special license, Althea Grotto, May 21st, 1 to 6, 12 Church Street. How are you? Hello.
Pick the biggest guy.
Who knows not to give us
Yeah,
any
he's
trouble?
big, yeah.
Would you introduce yourself?
My name's Lenny Datis. The Grotto is holding a cigar barbecue as a fundraiser on the 21st. We're looking for a one-day liquor license. And, it'll be at 12 Church Street at the Boylston Masonic Lodge.
Anybody have any questions?
I guess, what I have is that you've already talked to the police about any requirements they may have.
Yep, we talked to
You've
the
done all of that
police, the Board of
stuff in
Health,
there.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And the hours will be just 1 to 6?
That's correct.
Have you done this in the past, or is this a first?
This is our first,
That's what I thought, I don't remember. Okay. Good luck with your fundraising.
Just beer and wine?
Excuse me?
Just beer and wine, or are you doing liquor too?
Liquor also.
If I could just, and then all the other approvals and groups that it had to go through have been signed off on this? Okay.
And there's a list of tips certified service that's attached to the application. There's a sketch of where they'll be serving the liquor, and I will attach an approved list of distributors where they can buy the liquor.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
I make a motion that we grant the one-day license.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Good luck
Great,
with it.
thank you.
have fun. Oh, we know you'll have fun.
I hope it works out well for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Come down in there, we'll see that. Tickets are available.
Thank you.
See you, JP.
All right, I think, we're gonna go into, executive session. I think we're not having any other business. Everyone read that? Everything else is done.
Oh, wait, yeah, wait a minute, I had that written.
Right here, you need it?
I got it, yeah, I got it right here. I move to enter into executive session under the provisions of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 21A, Part 3, to discuss the strategy with respect to the collective bargaining position of the public body, and the chair so declares, and it's to fire department negotiations.
Second?
Roll call.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
McCormick, Mr. Swanson, Mr. Hadley,
Yes.
Mr. Crowley, Mr.
Yes.
Richer.
Yes.
And we will not, be coming back in public. Thank you very much.
Almost missed the whole meeting.
No, the other one.
Was Tom coming?
Was it on for a second?
I'm gonna learn something.